than anything else.
I would just like to let the fans know. Yesterday we were at an event at the 1940s Brewing Company in Long Island, and Tommy Dreamer was there, and he hosted a trivia night. Long story short, I'm sure we can talk about that maybe at another time, maybe with a special guest we're going to have on the show. But I had gotten to the event, and I had texted Joe, and I said, I'm like, dude, where are you? And then you responded to me with, right next to the dumpster, just where I belong. So that was a shoot comment that literally had me cracking up. And that kind of tells everybody where your mindset's at lately, buddy.
I'm just speaking the truth, my friend. I don't have... I don't think Battleground is going to be the kickstart to the upswing of my life at this point. So, no, I don't have a lot of hopes for it. There could be a few good matches on here.
There's got to be AJ and
Styles and Owens. I'm sure will be good. I could see Nakamura and Corbin having a decent match. I'm sure Cena and Rusev will be entertaining.
Is that sarcastic or are you being serious?
No, I'm sure it'll be entertaining. Cena usually makes his matches entertaining. So,
yeah, I really like that sloppy leg drop to a bent over prone opponent in the middle of the ring. That's
wow. You're the big Cena guy, man. You're like crapping all over his moveset now all of a sudden.
I don't know, I'm a little down on Cena since he came back again. I'm a little down. He's looked a little clumsy out there. He's looked a little rough in the ring lately, is all I'm saying. I am a big Cena guy. I'm a big mark for the John Cena. The Usos and New Day should have a good match, though.
I'm sure they'll have a good match, too. And the women's match might not be bad. It depends on how they lay it out and if they book it smartly. But
I'd like to lay out whoever put that Tamina in that match. Am I right? Actually, no. I like Tamina. Lana, on the other hand,
yeah, I don't really like them either of them, to be honest. Let's throw that out there. In the ring, I don't really think either of them are very good. I think Charlotte and Becky and Natalya are solid. Tamina and Lana are not, obviously, and I like Lana and all. It's obviously she's very green.
What do you like about Lana?
She's obviously very attractive female, and her character I think has gotten over in the time that she's been on the main roster and when she was in NXT. But she's just very, like I said, she's very green in the ring. She's new, right? She hasn't been training for a long time. She hasn't had a lot of matches, and
neither is D'Angelo Williams, and he put on a better match than Lana.
He's a pro athlete, and he's got a little bit of, I don't know. She became known as like a fan of the Florida State Seminoles when she was in college. Like that's how Lana got started, right? And then she became like,
that's fair.
Until she was in like a movie or something. Yeah, it's like, and now she also
did a bunch of nudes, and now she's
trying to wrestle, right? It's like Eva Marie, right? Trying to think like she's like, oh well, she was like really hot, and actually they hired her through whatever it was, and they put
Instagram
her on Divas and,
through Instagram,
and like now they tried to train her to get her in the ring, and it was terrible, and like it just never got over, and then she left. So
now you got people like us slunking away, grinding 12 hours a day, not getting recognized because we don't have Hooters. God, maybe I should get fake boobs.
No, that Dustin Rhodes tried that once. Didn't get over.
Oh yeah, Big E's got fake boobs though.
Are they?
No, he's just jacked.
Oh, okay.
In like a weird jacked way. Actually, you know what? I'm also excited for Sami Zayn versus Mike Kanellis. I think that should be a decent match.
Hopefully, they give him some more time. I felt like the SmackDown match was too quick.
It's like 6 minutes, right?
Yeah,
give him like 12 to 14 minutes as the opener, and we'll see what happens. Nothing much else to talk about this week. We're going to watch NXT. I'm going to watch GFW tonight.
GFW.
That's the chant I'm going to start. Because we will be there next... Holy shit. That next week? No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. GFW, I believe that's their first house show.
Yeah, the 4th of August.
4th of August, GFW, sit in front row, Stallion and Enforcer, all night long wrestling podcast, plus Charlie. And we'll see their it's going to be weird, man. It's going to be really weird to see the layout there. It's going to be on turf for people that have never been there. And rumor has it Johnny Mundo is going to be there. Did you see, speaking of one on a GFW rant, they signed OI4K, Ohio is for Killers?
Yes.
I like those. Jake and Dave. Is it Christ? Or is it
I'm going to say Christ.
Jake and Dave Christ. that's a good signing for them. I saw Magnus just left. That's interesting. He was there for like a cup of coffee.
Apparently, he was working on a handshake deal, and then he worked a few shows, like the taping schedule. I think the one time, and then he dropped the GFW Global title to El Patron, and
or inmate number XY L60PQ,
and then I guess he just declined whatever offer they made him for a longer term deal after that. So.
Well, he's married to Mickie James, so he won.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Good for him. That's really, I think, on the Impact. Damn it! In the GFW front. Maybe there's rumors of a Rey Mysterio signing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think August 17th is going to be, or supposed to be a decently important show for them. That's the Destination X show. I think they're building to a couple of title matches on that show. And they're going to supposedly debut new championship titles on that show.
Yay!
And it's
nice job.
Be it may or may not be somewhat live that day. But August 17th, there's a couple weeks out now, is supposed to be their next kind of important show. It'll be on a Thursday Impact show as opposed to pay-per-view. So we'll see what they come up with for that one.
I'm off that day, actually, to shoot. I'm off that weekend. As per, that's my birthday.
Nice. There you go.
The day after my birthday, so maybe we could ring in the new year. Well, no, ring in the birthday, watching Destination X. Hope it's a good show.
I hope it is too.
I'm pulling for GFW.
I like the good wrestling. I'm a big fan of good wrestling.
Me too. I'm not going to go there. You know where I'm thinking of going, and I'm not going to go there. I have been keeping up with the G1. It just started. We'll throw some more chatter in here because we only did a 9-minute show. Keeping up with the G1, I will say Zack Sabre Jr. and Tanahashi was a shockingly good match on the first night of the G1. Zack Sabre Jr. gets a submission victory over the Ace in the opening round. I thought that was interesting, man. That was something I didn't expect that, but they told a good story. Zack Sabre was working over the elbow and bicep of Tanahashi the entire time. And he eventually got I don't even know what the hell you call his finisher, but his submission. It was like a Rings of Saturn with he's very good, and they told the story. They laid the match out very well. And the main event was Ibushi versus Naito, and man, those guys killed themselves. They're really setting the tone for the G1. And my favorite part about the well, not my favorite, but one of the most important things was the commentary by Kevin Kelly and Don Callis. They told the story that maybe I could say told the story again. I don't think I said enough. They made everybody aware of how long the G1 is, and that there's a lot of things you'll see in night one that you're not going to see throughout the entire tournament, and that Tanahashi had to tap out because it's a long tournament, because he's already hurt, and they sold the importance of getting matches out of the way early and how it could affect the guys later, like you would in a football season or anything like that. So I think the commentary is adding a lot to this tournament already. And I didn't watch this morning's show yet. It was Omega versus Suzuki and a couple other matches. I think like the next 3 or 4 shows are okay, and they're the early block matches that people aren't really as interested in. And I think Ibushi versus Zack Sabre Jr. is tomorrow. That's what I'm looking forward to as well. So,
I read the results for night 2. Did you read them yet?
No, but you could tell me.
No, I won't tell you the winner, but I heard that the last 2 matches were Okada versus Yano, and then Omega versus Suzuki,
right?
And they were both not good.
Well, you had me at Yano, and you had me at Suzuki. So the results were not good, or the matches weren't good?
The matches were not good.
Did Yano beat Okada?
I'm not saying. No. He didn't. But I was going to spoil it for you. But no. But
I wasn't going to watch a Yano match.
No, but I heard their matches. Both of them were in the review that I read were not rated very well.
Okay,
poorly.
Have you seen any Suzuki stuff since he came back?
No.
I watched him in the 6-man tag, and he's just very old. Now, he still wears a tie cup, and he wears a very, very, very tight, short pants. Doesn't add to the character for me.
They need to. I don't know. I mean, I know you probably can't have. What is it? Is it 8 guys in each block?
Yes.
So, Can we not have Yano in there? Like, is that like, do we really need him? Like,
no,
is that a thing?
We
can't find anybody else to put in there.
Well, they put Zack Sabre and Ibushi were definitely good additions, but there are plenty of other people I think you could have put in.
Like you could have put Beretta in, and like he's not in, right?
No, he's not in. It's true.
And what about like your young lion guys, like a Jay White or something like that? Like we couldn't get him in there.
Well, Jay White's a junior. Sorry.
Does that matter?
Yeah, there are no juniors in there except for Zack Sabre, who
Omega was a junior like a year ago. So
he officially declared himself as a heavyweight.
So why can't he just declare himself a heavyweight and say that he's in?
Because maybe he wants to compete in the juniors, man. I don't know. I'm not.
If I give you the opportunity to be in the G1, it's like I'm gonna be heavyweight now. In declared. Is that all it takes in New Japan?
You know what?
Declaration of weight class.
I don't.
There's no 205 yen.
20 American dollars. 20 American dollars.
1,000 yen.
1,000 yen. Oh man, what a great video that was. So the match is tomorrow: Tanahashi versus Bad Luck Fale, Makabe versus Ishii, Nagata versus Goto, Ibushi versus Sabre, and Naito versus Yoshihashi. Two of those matches stand out to me. That's Naito, Hashi, and Ibushi versus Zack Sabre. Then you've got Omega versus Tama Tonga. Okada versus Elgin. That should be a pretty good match. That's on the 22nd. 23rd, you're looking at Ibushi versus Ishii, Makabe versus Goto, Naito versus Fale. These are all kind of the matches that, you know, the way they scale it is that they get the unimportant matches out of the way, but in G1 lore, in history, there's been a ton of upsets. I mean, just ones that stick out that you probably should see. Tanahashi versus Goto is on the 26th. Ishii versus Yoshihashi is the same night. Elgin versus Omega is the 27th. Okada versus Kojima is the same night. The 29th is a really good show. That's Goto versus Zack Sabre, Tanahashi versus Yoshihashi, Naito versus Ishii. The 30th is Omega versus Kojima, Elgin versus Sonata. And then I'm not going to go through all of that. That's like the next 2 weeks. So I can't imagine wrestling that schedule. I mean, that's just, to me, that's insane. And then on the off nights, when it's like an A bracket night, the B bracket guys are in an 8-man tag. Give the guys a night off, man. I'm a big fan of the New Japan 8-man scramble matches. I know you like those too, right?
Oh, yeah. It's great booking.
Why do you got to get on the booking? Why? You know what?
We get on the booking for everybody else. We need to be equal opportunity across everybody.
I would say we definitely rip apart the New Japan title scenario.
Sure.
And I think that's fair. The 8-man tags, I mean, I guess you want to draw the house, as the kids say, and get people to the show, but they don't mean much. Speaking of not meaning much, watching Ring of Honor lately?
No.
No, me neither. That's sad, right?
It's their own fault. They brought it on themselves, to be honest.
Will Austin Aries go to Ring of Honor?
I don't know, man. I don't know what his deal is.
Has he aged 40 years after he shaved everything, or is that just me?
You know, I don't know. He looks weird. He looks very strange.
Looks like Golem.
I don't know, man. I don't know what I would do if I was him. I think I think it's more now that with Jarrett being involved with GFW and them being televised, I guess, somewhat more nationally, I think that becomes a more appealing. It becomes a potential appealing option for guys. Whereas I think maybe a year to like maybe the last like 2 to 3 years, it's been probably more appealing to go to Ring of Honor than it was to go to TNA / Impact / GFW. But now, I think it kind of, with Jarrett there and Dixie out, it becomes more of a spot where people could go, right? So now, El Patron went there, and Moose has gone there, and there's rumors about Mysterio going there, and some people are actually now they're signing some more younger
John
talent.
Morrison too.
Yeah, so I think it's now an option for guys. Lucha Underground seems like, I don't know if it's coming back anymore after the season ends. They're currently on. There might not be a next season. I think that's why some of these guys are able to jump and do other things. So I think
it's a more legitimate federation than it was, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if I was Aries, like I would if I was him, I'd probably go back to GFW because I think you've got an opportunity there. You were like a main event guy there. He's probably worked with Jarrett before. He's been the world champion. That's probably what I would do. but we'll see what he does. I mean, he's got I think a little time before his non-compete is up, so it'll be a few months.
Should be right around time for maybe what is it? Not Slammiversary. What's the other big
Bound
show?
for Glory is
Bound for Glory.